Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Crash Landing. So I was going to be doing a bunch of work to get that iron and get the glowstone nooks all moved around. I'm actually going to put that on hold for just a little bit, and we're going to do that during our Sunday live stream. Yes, I am about a week ahead on these things right now. But before we move on to the more pressing issue that I have kind of thought about, we are going to take a look at what I've done over here. So I have moved the survivalist generators so that they are only touching the hardened energy cell, and then the energy cell is feeding directly into this fluid transposer and via a leadstone energy conduit into that one. So we can now access both of these and fill them with charcoal as needed, but also we have our power reserves when this guy is not working, which it will be done here very soon. Now, leaves have become a big problem. We don't have enough of those, so I do need to get a bunch more of those. But what we really need, and what I'm going to be working on today, is a mob spawner. So we need to get something that we can actually bring in various mob drops. And by the way, I was using some ladders to get up to the tops of the trees. But we need to get a mob spawner to take care of some various things. We have zombie flesh can be composted into dirt. Bones can obviously be turned into bone meal. And then we can also get the spider eyes for spider eye soup, ender pearls. I'm not sure what else will spawn there, but gunpowder. Yeah, we'll get plenty of stuff. So what I want to do, I'm going to make this thing out of cobblestone, but we are going to chisel the cobblestone. So if we grab our chisel and grab some cobblestone, we can very easily make some nice looking blocks out of cobblestone simply by chiseling them. So we have a lot of different options here. We have the original cobblestone, aligned cobblestone bricks, detailed cobblestone bricks, small bricks, large tiles, small tiles, French tiles, another version of French tiles, creeper tiles, damaged cobblestone tiles, huge tiles, cobblestone with creeper panel, cobblestone with dent, with panel, with light panel, and with dark panel. So we've got a whole bunch of different options there. We can also chisel the smooth stone to do the same thing, but the nice part about chiseling the smooth stone is when we go to pick it up, it stays as smooth stone, and I think we can chisel it back later. There's actually more here than there used to be, but we can do all kinds of stuff with these, and it does not look like we can chisel the bricks back into smooth stone. But yeah, we are going to be using cobblestone, but I'm going to go ahead and build this off camera because, well, quite frankly, this is just a very simplistic thing. I'm probably going to have to set up the autonomous activator over here again to get more cobblestone. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish out sieving the dust and gravel that I have here. I will set up the autonomous activator over here, get that all going, and then I'm going to build the mob spawner, and I got to do some thinking about how I'm going to do that. And who knows, we might use that limestone somewhere in that too, because that stuff does look kind of interesting. But yeah, once again, I'm going to cut, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. So we got done with the live stream a little bit ago, and we made a lot of progress during the live stream. We now have this thing. It is a very simple mob spawner. We have access platforms underneath it, but we have a single layer of mob spawning. These spawning layers are 5 by 5, and that is because we have fans from open blocks that are pushing the mobs over to the central area. These guys here, so you supply them with a redstone signal and they will push mobs and items as well as us. So if I go over here, you can see I am being pushed here now. But we have a couple of problems with this, and we will address those here in just a little bit ago, or in a little bit. Now, another thing is, I had some help. We set up this automatic sieving setup. This is with Steve's Factory Manager, but we do not have a manager in this. What we're doing is we have a block gate here that is constantly throwing items out. When there is not an item in the sieve, they just drop down into the hopper, go through this system, and back into this item relay, which goes up into the block gate. If we need to put items into the system, we can simply put them into this chest. And this is working really good. It has actually produced a huge amount of ores. Now, in order to deal with all of these ores, we have a system over here. We'll grab a whole bunch of this stuff. We have a system over here to compress this stuff automatically into our ore gravels and sands and dusts and things like that. So here we have the auto packager. Now this thing does require power, that's why I've got it over here. But if we put this stuff in here, now what it will do is start, you can see immediately it is taking the broken iron ore, it is compressing those and turning them into the ore gravels. Now very shortly we are going to have to change this to where it has the ability to drop this down in front of us, and we can smash it with the hammer and turn it into the gravels into broken ores. Those will be compressed again into the ore sands, and then we can smash those again. So that's going to take a little bit of work. Now over here we have a setup that will make cobblestone for us. So we have a block breaker from Open Blocks and a clock from Extra Utilities. Now if we turn this on, this thing does make a lot of noise, but we can see that when it works we get cobblestone, and this required a diamond pickaxe to make. So yeah, that was a bit expensive, but I think it's well worth it. But we're producing gravel, we're producing cobblestone, and we are getting all of the mob drops that we could possibly want. So you can see we're getting tons of stuff in here, and oh, we got another looting 5 scythe. So we'll go ahead and put that in here. I've been putting the bows and armor and stuff in here. So yeah, we're getting quite a bit of that stuff. We also have a lot of arrows, gunpowder, and bones. So that's what we've got going on there. And I guess I have some glass bottles on me too. I need to get those taken care of. So let's go ahead and drop in the remainder of these ores if we can. Can't quite get it all in there. Now we can. Alright, so we're going to be producing a whole bunch of the ores, and like I said, we'll have to deal with those later. But as you can tell, we have a lot of mobs that are not getting killed by the drop. So what we need to do is make the iron spike from, I think it's Extra Utilities. Let's take a look at that. So spike, yes, Extra Utilities. Now this is going to take some iron swords, iron, and iron block. So we need a lot of iron and 3 sticks. So do we have some sticks over here still? No, we don't. But we do have some iron still. So let's go ahead and drop this off over here again. And let's go ahead and make a little bit of sticks. So we'll have 4 sticks. We will turn 3 of those into swords. Then we are going to make 1 iron block, and then we will make this spike. Now unfortunately we can't shift click this in because the swords have durability, and so they don't register as being the correct thing. Now this gives us 4 iron spikes, and this will kill the mobs automatically. I don't remember if this drops experience or not, but yeah, we will need to put this in here in just a little bit. So we'll kill all of these mobs. because the giant zombies can actually hit us through the wall as we try to climb the ladder going up to the top of this thing. But as you can see, even with the small spawning platform that this thing has, we still get a lot of mobs out of this. So I would recommend, if you're going to play this mod pack, go ahead and build yourself that mob spawner right away. It is very helpful. So, yeah, let's go ahead and eat a little bit because I can see we're hungry. There we go. So let's go ahead and get back up to the top of this thing, and we're going to try to shut it down. So let's get up here. And basically what we'll do is we'll wait for all the mobs to clear out up here. And you can see the fans are pushing us around up here as well. So I think the only thing that we have left up here is spiders, and yeah, we constantly are getting explosions from creepers. That is kind of annoying. But let's go ahead and break into this thing, kill these spiders. Come on, spiders. Come on, spiders. I think there's only one left up there. No, there's more than one, but that's okay. Okay, so I think that took care of all of the spiders up here. So now what we want to do is turn off all of these fans so that we don't get pushed into the killing hole. And we're going to do a couple of other things to this as well. So what we want to do, we're going to not have the drop tube anymore. And instead, we are going to have the mobs killed up here. So we're going to get up here. Let's get some of this stuff moved around. We'll put this guy back in here, that one there, and then we're going to just place down some glowstone nooks just to stop all spawnable spaces up here. And try not to fall down the center. So now what we're going to do is we are going to place these iron spikes into the middle of this thing. So we're going to place them here roughly like this, and we're going to put a vacuum hopper in the middle of that setup. So to make that vacuum hopper, we have to have obsidian and ender pearls and a regular hopper. Now, one thing that I had totally forgotten about in this mod pack is that we can actually use aluminum to make hoppers. And yeah, that's actually kind of a nice thing because aluminum does not have a lot of uses in this mod pack. So being able to use aluminum to make those is really nice, and we've got a couple of spiders in there that are just being annoying. But let's go ahead and get back inside here. And yeah, actually we have no aluminum at all. So let's go ahead and grab, let's see here, 40 aluminum. And we will put this stuff in the furnace, get it cooking. So that's going to make our aluminum for the hopper. Now we already have a piece of obsidian. I made that here just a little bit ago. And we now have tons and tons of ender pearls because of this thing. So yeah, this is the right spot for that. So we need 5 aluminum. That's going to take just a little bit. And then we can make our hopper. Now I guess one other thing that I forgot to mention, I put in a vacuum hopper here as well to pick up our cactus and eggs. And so as you can see, we have a lot of eggs and a fair amount of cactus as well, and we need to make a better cactus farm. Now if we take a look at the uses on the cactus, we can actually craft these guys directly into water bottles. So having a large cactus farm may be helpful. We'll just have to see how things go with that. And I guess while we're waiting for that aluminum also, let's go ahead and grab a whole bunch more of these ores and drop them off in our auto packagers so that we can make our gravels and such. So yeah, we have a little bit of space there, but not too much. Seems like can never have enough room there. But we have plenty of aluminum now. So let's go ahead and make, we need to make a chest first. And we'll make a couple of those. Why not? So we will make a chest. Then we will make our hopper with aluminum, which is really nice. Put that chest in here. We need to add the ender pearl and the obsidian. That makes a vacuum hopper. And then we just need a few more blocks just to kind of fill this in up in the top. So let's go ahead and head back up to the top, and actually let's turn off these fans because they are just being annoying. And can we kill these spiders? Yes, we can. Awesome. That makes me happy. Okay, so we've gotten rid of the annoying slurping spiders. Alright, let's get back up here to the top, and we are going to put in the vacuum hopper and the spikes so that this thing can easily kill the mobs. So, yeah, this looks like the spot to go up. So let's get up here, and we will close off the center of this thing. There we go. And now we're going to put the remainder of our iron spikes here. And then, like I said, we are going to place the vacuum hopper in here. And then we will remove that spike. And yes, the vacuum hopper picks everything up. We're going to set this to output down, if I can click the right buttons. So that will output down, and then what we're going to want to do is put a chest underneath there. So this is almost done, and man, that vacuum hopper just picked that stuff up immediately. So we've got a little bit more stuff to do there, but what I want to do, I'm going to have a dropper, or I guess I could use a block gate, because the block gate here will actually drop stacks instead of single items. But yeah, we're going to have our items drop straight down from up there. Now, another thing that we can do, since we have all these ender pearls and we have a lot of string from all the spiders, is make some elevator blocks from open blocks. So we're going to make a few pieces of wool. It takes 8 pieces of wool per elevator block, and I don't remember what the height limit is on one of these elevator blocks, but I believe that they have a range of something like 20 blocks or something like that. So we're going to place one down at the bottom, one about here, and yes, we need to put a glowstone nook on that, because otherwise that particular block is spawnable. And then we will finally break out this guy and place an elevator block here as well. So now if we have these elevator blocks here, we should be able to go down to the bottom, and then we can quickly come back up to the top. That is very, very nice. Very nice indeed. So we're going to go ahead and break these ladders out as we go down. We will place this block back in here so that we can't fall accidentally, and that's going to make our life a lot easier for doing this work on this mob spawner. So yeah, now we can very quickly get up here, very quickly go down, and that's going to be perfect for what we need to do there. But we are out of time, so I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on, or something that you'd like to see me work on, be sure to leave that down in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye!